All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters over at Patron. This is something I really need to address. And the reason why I need to address it, I had a couple of brand new brothers approach me in Detroit, Michigan when they see my standard operating procedure footprint or how I carry myself and my demeanor. I want to entitle this video, Brothers, Stop Hugging Sisters. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but believe it or not, if you really truly watch me, you see that I don't ever go up and initiate hugging sisters, even if it's sisters I've seen a while in the ministry, and I haven't, I'm known for a while in the ministry. Excuse me, man, it's dark. But even if it's sisters I've known for a while in the ministry, if I haven't seen them for a while and stuff, I'll just kindly say a word to them. Hi, how you doing, sister? Oh, I'm doing all right, Pastor. And I'm hoping that she would extend a hand. I usually try my best to extend a hand, but then, you've got some that get so excited that they want a hug from PastorDowell, which I don't mind that. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind that. But I just have this thing about me, especially touching other men's wives. I just don't like doing that. You'll see me at times, well, you can't see my hand in the pictures, but you'll see me at times in hands in pictures that a lot of times my hand is just simply not on the woman, it's behind her, but I kind of like have it all, oscillating, kind of like a few inches from her shoulder, something like that. I just don't do that. Number one, I don't do it because as a man of Yah, everybody's watching me, which is fine and good by me. I don't have to worry about putting on it. I figured, man, if I want to hug a woman, I just hug my wives. You understand what I mean? Get all the hugs I want. But I just don't do it. If you see me walking into the tabernacle, you'll notice that I'll walk into the tabernacle, and the first thing I'll do is I'll find the most direct line that is the clearest, and I steer clear of the sisters. It's not that I have anything against the sisters. I don't have anything against the sisters. But what I actually do is I actually carry myself in such a manner and fashion, look how dark it is, that the women will not feel uncomfortable, and I continue to keep my honor. Does that make sense, love?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about it? What do you think about it in general?
I think it's very honorable of you to do that, and make sure that you also keep yourself safe, so no one's able to, sisters and women out here always try to kill a man's reputation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to keep yourself safe like that, so can't nobody say, or no sister try to say, oh, he tried to touch me in any type of wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good example for other men to follow as well.
Well, hallelujah. What do you think about my stance, just in general, of just really not wanting to, even though if I've known them for a long time, just not really hug sisters, but a handshake will do with me.
That's respectful. That's how it should be. I mean, why would you want to be, because some brothers, they just want to try to find a way to touch on you, So, like I said, it's just really honorable that you're not in no way trying to get no free feels or nothing.
Right.
You're keeping it respectful. So. And showing sisters as well how they should be respected and be treated by other men that aren't their husband.
What is your position as a young Yeshaya in this ministry right here, in your perspective, as far as brethren hugging you or wanting to hug you? What's your position?
I'm putting a hand out, handshakes only.
Handshakes only. In other words, you don't want nobody to be touching you that way.
Mm-mm. Nobody but you.
Well, hallelujah. And do you think, for the most part, from what you see, especially the way we carry ourselves in this ministry, that you see that? You see that there's a healthy respect and distance?
Oh, yes, sir. It's a different breed of men here. Especially the people that even are on the land, even more so. It's just really respect and honor. It's a good example that you set and the men follow. It just makes it beautiful that people have chivalry and respect, and it just teaches men how to be in their role and women how to be in their role.
Do you, I'm sure at times you see a brother or sister give a hug, but it's not no long embrace or nothing like that, is it?
I don't even think I've seen a brother or sister give a hug.
Hey, there you have it. I just thought I'd see if I could catch her somewhere. But what do you think about, what do you think about your man, being the man that he is, that he has, you know, when I go out and stuff, you see that people's obviously excited, and you see that some women, they don't mean anything by it, but they just want a hug from Pastor Dowell because they love the effect that the Most High Yah has had in their life. What do you think about that?
You could tell that they don't mean nothing by it, and what their intent is, that they just respect you, or even sometimes it's just that they really don't feel like they met somebody like famous almost. But again, it's just, I always still see that you're sober-minded even in that, and you still keep the same standard for the most part.
You also brought up to me that you noticed how far of a distance I kept myself, even in the baptism, and
yes, sir.
You notice how careful I was.
Yes, sir. And even when getting your award, and when the woman was handing you the award, she was, you know, women coming from the world, we don't know how we're supposed to be. So she was looking like directly in your face, which we don't do here, you know. So, but you wasn't making no eye contact with her. You looked down at the award, you know. And even if a woman is out of line, you still stay in your line and stay in your role. And then when you were doing healing, you do keep a good distance from them, and just, you know, place your hands as you should. So
it's nothing personal, and you know, at all. It's just that and she brought up a very good point. You think about it. You look at this world out here, especially if you're a pastor, an elder, a preacher, or a teacher, you know, in this ministry. All brothers should carry themselves that way anyway. But you think about this for a moment. How many times we seen women get up and just flat out lie on a man, and then try to do everything they can to destroy his reputation by saying that he touched me inappropriately? I mean, and then next thing you know, you've got to set up and prove your innocence, because in this country they say there's a presumption of innocence, but we all know that's a lie. You're guilty, and you have to prove your innocence. And they treat you as if you're guilty by locking you up, throwing you in jail, and putting a high bail and everything else. So in order to avoid all that, and I'm not saying that that would happen here in the ministry, but I just don't take no chances. But like I said, if I want a hug, I usually just hug my Ashayas, period. And for the most part, none of my Ashayas like touching on no man. Is that what you discern?
yes, sir.
And it's nothing personal. It's just that, you know, they just set apart. They're just holy. And so all you brother and you new patrons has come on, because how many patrons have signed up since I've been back from a meeting?
About 60.
It's growing, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
And I welcome y'all here. We just try to do things in a very respectful and honorable way, being holy, being set apart, because, I mean, after all, Y'all's gonna judge the thought and the intent of our heart. And most time, people can't discern what the intent of your heart is, but he's gonna judge it. And since we know that he sees everything and he judges the thought and intent of our heart, our fear is of him and not of man. So, sisters, don't take it personally. Pastor Dowell, just don't get all excited. I'm excited when I see you, but I don't take it personally if I just don't come up and hug you. And I mean, I'm not supposed to show affection to you. You get that affection from your husband. How about that? You understand what I mean. But anyway, and I think it's pretty good that sisters make their preferences known, so that whenever, brothers or somebody see them throwing out a hand for a handshake or putting up a hand, that is nothing personal. It's just that their preference, because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
They just want to feel uncomfortable. But anyway, I hope that I answered your question in reference to my personal standpoint. If you notice that when we're in the tabernacle during Shabbat service, you notice that the brethren are up front giving each other brotherly love, hugs. And if you notice, the sisters are either in the middle and the back, and they're hugging the sisters. And that's pretty much the way that it is. And it's always been a safe environment for us. So I hope I said something to stimulate thought. I hope you all are encouraged, and I hope I said something to help you out in the spirit. Have a wonderful day.